Chicago. I'm doing an audition for a stand-up thing, and I'm in Jamaica for the New York auditions. So I said I would do the Chicago one instead. So I am flying to Chicago to do a stand-up audition.
Wow. That's commitment.
Commitment to the craft. I'm an artist before anything else.
That's how I feel about gambling. Oh, I'm okay for now. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, it's like a 3-day trip. It'll be really fun.
Okay, that's good.
But I'm excited. I really like Chicago. I'm nervous though because the cold here is really killing me. It's gonna be worse there.
This is like frightening.
It's
the
really
way
bad.
that it's frozen over like a little ice cube.
I know. Welcome to Basic Training, a podcast for people that need help.
And a podcast for people that need gambling help.
Wait, okay, so you were at Vegas. Wait, so you were in Vegas from Friday to Wednesday?
Friday to Wednesday.
So 5 days?
I did a residency. Okay.
Saturday,
I had a
Sunday,
Vegas
yeah,
residency.
That's too long.
My friends met me there for my friend's birthday for the first 2.5, 3 days.
Are these mostly LA people and that's why it's like a quick trip, or?
Well, it's complicated. They're LA and New York people. They're people from LA like me. They live in New York. They were visiting LA. They like came there on the way back, whatever. So my mom though, she was like, you're going to come all the way over this way. You're not going to see me. And I was like, good point. I'll meet you in Vegas. She was sort of like, she hasn't spent any money since the pandemic. That's like her claim to fame. She like just doesn't.
Right,
she's like, I want to splurge. I'll get the nice hotel.
Did you stay at the Bellagio?
We stayed at the Wynn.
Oh, I have this weird thing that like, I don't know why I just decided it the one time I went to Vegas, but like I have this thing that like, when I have like real disposable income, I have this like thing where I have to stay at the Bellagio.
Really?
I can't explain it. I know it's like tacky and gaudy, but it's just like when I have the money to be able to like.
Everything's tacky and gaudy.
I know. I just like want to 2 nights at the Bellagio. I don't know why. And I know like I've been inside the Bellagio. I spent time there. I know it's like whatever. There are nicer things you can get for that amount of money, but like I really want to do it. Maybe just one night.
Okay. Yeah, that's your opulence. That's your thing. You want to see the fountain. I get it.
But so your mom was the second half of the trip.
Yeah, my mom was the second half, and I'm now an expert on all things Vegas, and I can tell you every single thing. I know the city like the back of my fucking hand. I can tell you everything about Vegas.
But the strip,
and everything about roulette and everything about blackjack.
Wow.
I'm
Were you gambling a lot?
I was gambling like there was no fucking tomorrow.
Did you win big?
Are you kidding? Do I look like I fucking won big? Look at me. Does this look like someone who won big?
Honestly, if you
think I'd be
spent
sitting
it all
here right now?
Wait, was the Wynn sick? I've been inside the Wynn too, but like never the rooms or anything.
This is the thing about expensive stuff in Vegas. They will do anything to squeeze another dollar out of you, which we know, but like it comes to a point, I believe that paying for luxury at a place like that should absolve you of certain little things that are annoying. And like the luxury should be like a slightly later checkout if I wanted, or like, a couple fucking peanuts in the room that I don't have to pay $25 for. This place was like Guantanamo. Like they were tight about like, if I picked up a fucking M&M from my room, there was a sensor, and if in 30 seconds I didn't put it down, they charged me $25.
One time I was in my friend's parents' hotel room and I knocked that thing over, and it was like playing Perfection where we had to put everything back
before the timer charges you. It's like we couldn't even use our mini fridge.
No, see,
they had it already stocked, and they would weigh it if we put something in there, and they would sense it. Like, are you kidding?
No, that's fucking annoying.
We asked for we had to check out at noon on a Wednesday. We're like, who the fuck is checking in at 12:30 on a Wednesday? We can stay. So we called down and we're like, hi, do you mind if we, whatever, stay another hour or two? And they're like, no, you got to get out of there right at 12. At 11:58, they're knocking on the door. Like, this sucks. I feel like.
No, that's annoying.
Paying for, the hotel was very nice, but like, the service and whatever, I just feel like something that you're paying for when you pay for the nice, quote unquote, nice hotel in Vegas is like customer service and caring about you a little bit more. And they just didn't.
It's always hard in like a place like that where it's like, it is truly like a constant revolving door of people. And like it's just, it's like Disney where it's like there's so much volume that like the luxury can only be so nice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Exactly. And then like the only people who are getting the service you're talking about are like the people paying like the billionaire prices. Because like there's that many, the volume is just so big.
Yeah. They just want you to
so crazy.
Pay more and more and more and more. I did. I lost so much money, and I was having, but here's the thing, like everyone was like, oh my God, Talia, just stop playing. because I don't bet big money. I don't go in like the crazy high.
No, you're paying like
limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably took out a total of $400 and lost most of it. But
I would say on a 5-day Vegas trip, that's like a rare. And everyone's budget's different, but like if you take out $400 for a 5-day trip and say like this is what I'm gambling, I think that's like a reasonable.
I think that's very reasonable. I love to gamble. I
would say
gambling.
the vast majority of people who would go there are spending that much on drinks, and you probably weren't spending that much.
I was not spending that. There you go. Exactly. So thank you for rationalizing my addiction. I really have a gambling problem, but it's not like
Did you know before this trip?
I knew, like, I hadn't played in a very long time, but I knew that the last time I was like in front of a machine, I really liked it.
I love the slots, but my thing is lottery tickets.
I don't like the slots.
I love the slots, and I love scratch offs.
Okay.
Like if I have cash in Manhattan, I'm buying scratch offs.
For me, the odds are too small on those things. I need more control. And if anybody is looking to get into gambling, let's inspire our half high school followers. So you do
roulette and you do blackjack?
I do roulette and blackjack the most, and I love it. And I also really love the virtual roulette and blackjack because it feels like, for blackjack, there's a little bit of math that you have to do. And I don't like to have to do the math. It does the math for me on the machine. And there's a dealer for both games, and I feel less intimidated when I don't deal with the dealer.
Yeah, totally.
But the games also, the problem with those is that they are undeniably a little bit rigged. Like there's no way that they're going to let you win a bunch of times.
Living in the real world with dice and cards that like just at the end of the day, there is just like the odds are within the cards, which it's still, the odds are really stacked against you, but there's no digital element.
There's no digital. Yeah, like the digital element is like, I've won 5 times in a row. I knew, I'm like, they're going to take it back now. Like I can't.
Yeah.
You need the art of gambling is knowing when to quit, which is something I've never been good at in any context in my life.
Yeah.
Quitting while I'm ahead is not my thing. I must try for the chance, for the morsel of opportunity. And I really love it. But okay, so I'm not interested in losing more than $100 or something. I like to bet little small things.
Yeah, totally.
And to me, the game itself is quite fun. Like I really 100%. Enjoy playing, even if I lose or break even. So I'm like essentially paying $100 to just sit at this thing. I would sit there till like 5 in the morning.
But it's funny because didn't we talk recently? Like you hate non-gambling card games, right?
Oh, I hate all kinds of board. I hate games that involve other people, where I have to rely on other people and wait for them to make a turn. I have to be able to go when I want to go, which is why blackjack is nice because it's like.
I feel like there are some card games I could teach you where like. It's not waiting your turn. Like people are taking turns, but you are playing while they're taking their turns. Like you can react to them. So you are like engaged. I wonder if you would enjoy those.
But it was regardless, guys, if you've never gambled, do it and start your addiction. And I promise you, think of me.
So let's talk about, I did see you on stage with the Chainsmokers.
Yeah. I learned a lot of things in Vegas. I learned, for one, the wind kind of sucks, and all things that cost that much money will never.
I did think the flower displays in the wind were insane.
It's a very beautiful hotel, but like you're gonna be very like upset and uncomfortable the whole time because you're always gonna be pissed off about something. But the other things I learned, I got way better at blackjack, and the Chainsmokers are 2 hot guys. Who knew? I had no idea that they were 2 hot guys.
Yes, I think someone recently told me I looked like one of them, and I don't think it's true. But
with the shaved head, I guess your style kind of resembles
the taller
Drew.
one.
No, the shorter one.
I was told I looked like the taller one, which I don't really think I do.
I see that.
Yeah, no, me neither.
But they're both sexy, and you would think that we got some kind of like cool influencer. Like that's how we got back there. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, were you hooking up with one of them?" No, my friend's mom went to college with one of their moms.
I love that. It's
literally
a mom hookup.
it was a mom hookup.
So they were like, "Yeah, come on stage and dance behind us."
Yes, the guy was texting. Like we were all so excited that he was like texting us, like come over. But it was like a family friend, like a favor that he was doing to his mom. And like the whole time we were there, we kept remembering that my friend's mom had visited Vegas before. Here's what happens when you have these residencies. It's actually insane. It's like a Black Mirror episode. None of them stay in Vegas. None of them stay in Vegas. This is like what Adele is doing and all of the weekend performers are doing. They have a Friday or a Saturday slot.
Right, and they fly private.
They send them a plane. They fly from LA to there, and then they fly back. And they just party like crazy that night and whatever, and fly back at like 5 a.m. or something. And my friend's mom had done the whole ordeal with them. Like she went with her friend.
Is the Chainsmokers residency is like a nightclub? Is it like a concert, or is it like they DJ at a nightclub?
It's like a nightclub. Like there's no seats or anything.
Right. It's a party.
Fun. It's a party. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And great job, by the way, to them. I really was like so into it. It was at the Wynn. It was at Excess at the Wynn.
Oh, okay.
And we got to be behind the booth, and we went to their room and stuff. And the whole time, that whole day, I remember walking around the hotel thinking like, you know, I feel like one of the better looking people in this hotel. Like I was like, I look really good, and I haven't seen a hot girl in ages, and I'm not complaining. Like it's always a nice feeling. But we were turning heads in the casino. Granted, the heads were 60-year-old men who were like sitting with their bloodshot eyes at the slot machines for 6 hours. But we were turning some heads, and I'm thinking like, where are all the beautiful Vegas clubbing girlies?
During the day, they're asleep.
During the day, they're asleep. I didn't realize that. During the night, they're in the Chainsmokers room. And we walked into the Chainsmokers suite feeling like the shit. And then we're immediately introduced to like Margot Robbie, essentially. And she's like, hi. She was so cute. We bonded with her. And
it wasn't Margot Robbie. It was someone who looked like her.
It was a lookalike of Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And she was so lovely. Beautiful.
Margaret Bobby.
Yes, exactly. Margaret Bobby. Beautiful girls who are like strikingly beautiful. They're so nice. I think it's because people are too intimidated to talk to them. So they're like excited to make friends.
Also, I think that like they've experienced a lower level of cruelty in this life usually.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're more trusting. But she was so sweet. She brought a friend too. And I'm thinking like, oh, that must be one of their girlfriends. It's like their girl of the week. Like they have a different Margot Robbie every single week. But this girl was so sweet. We're like dancing with her, and she was cradling my friend like in her arms, who got so drunk. We're just like slow dancing to the Chainsmokers. And I remember she looked so much older than us, and she was just so elegant and beautiful. And my friend, she was like, so whose birthday is it? And she was like, oh I'm turning 25. The girl goes, oh my God, same. Like she was the same age as us. God. She was just so much more mature.
That's so funny.
And beautiful. But yeah, we had a really great time. And what else happened? Oh yeah, so the Chainsmokers. So we got to go to that. I went to the buffet with my mom. Delicious. There's nothing I love more than like eating for a sport like that. I trained for that like an Olympic match. Like I did not eat.
You should go to the have you ever been to the all you can eat Asian places in K-Town?
Oh, I need to go to one of those.
Yeah, me and my friend went once. It's like every Asian cuisine. Like there's hot pot, there's sushi, there's ramen, there's like Thai food.
That's
and like
what I want.
You can just go wherever, and it's so crazy.
That's what a buffet is for. My mom and I just sat there making fun of people who were going to like the fucking Mexican station at the buffet. We're like, are you crazy? First of all, there's every cuisine ever, and there's like crab legs and lobster claws and like this insane like, I don't know, fucking cheeses like up the ass. And like you're going to get chips and salsa and nachos, like you're crazy. Also, Mexican food is one of those things that is objectively better the cheaper and simpler it is. Like it shouldn't be gourmet, really. You're gonna get the best taco of your life at like on the street. Yeah.
100%.
So like you're going to a buffet to get like, and also I don't think that buffets are about quality. It's about quantity. It's not the best food you've ever had. It's like the amount of it and the variety of it. And like watching these people like crowd around like the bread, like the pizza station and the Mexican station.
I feel more way. See, like the Mexican station, I feel like there could be some dishes I could be excited by. I do kind of feel that way about the pizza
There
station.
were some taquitos in there, and I was like, all right, I'll give them that. But
like the pizza station, I'm kind of like, yeah, if there's like crab legs available, it's like, why are you eating pizza today, babe?
I saw people walking away with a plain cheese pizza, a thing of nachos, rice and beans. I'm like,
I know, but
hello.
some people just like, that's like the food they own. That's like the only food they eat. It's really wild.
I get it, but I don't know.
It's really crazy.
Something about picky eaters like that.
We've talked about this.
It's so fucking weird to me. Like,
I know,
I'll
it's
never
really
understand it. I
strange.
get that it's like a very personal.
Yeah, it's like a thing.
There's another thing that I also would like to offer a critique about. We'll see if we want to take this conversation to the next level or not. Well, wait, what was it? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, on the subject of eating a ton. And people who don't like to eat a ton. I keep seeing this like trend of people making videos like why won't she admit that she's on Ozempic, blah blah blah, about different
celebrities or
celebrities.
Sure.
Like why won't they just say it?
It's not your business.
Well, here's what I think. I don't give a fuck, but like I don't know why we're harassing people to admit that they're on Ozempic. Like don't be so purposefully dense. You know when they're on Ozempic, and it's very easy to tell. And I'll give you the trick. When someone lost weight through like pure working their fucking ass off and dieting and like making their life kind of a lot harder, in order to lose a mass amount of weight, they will not ever shut the fuck up about it. It is a rule that if you've been to the gym once in your life before 6 a.m., you cannot shut up about it for 6 fucking weeks. Everyone in the world knows when someone is on a crazy fucking diet and lost 30 pounds, they start a career out of it. They make a podcast out of it. They start selling their routine on Instagram. They literally are obsessed with coaching people to get the workout regimen that they did. If someone's on Ozempic, it's my body is the least interesting thing about it. I just don't know why you keep asking. True. And I get it, but this was a really personal journey for me, and I want to keep this between myself and my body. Both are fine, but stop pretending you don't know who's on fucking Ozempic. If somebody lost 50 pounds in a month by hard work alone, they will never shut up about it.
Right.
Ever.
The only time I think it's like fucked up, I guess, would be is if you were saying the one thing and doing the other. If you were like, here's like, I'm selling my diet and workout plan, but you're on Ozempic. Like, I guess that is fucked up. But otherwise, it's like when people are like needing to know, it's like really strange to me. Like they
don't need to know. They just want to see you admit it. Like they want to shame you.
I've had multiple people accuse and or ask me if I'm on Ozempic. Isn't that?
I feel like,
and I don't think I've lost that much weight. I think I've like slightly toned up a little bit, but I've received multiple DMs being like, it's usually in response to a clip from the podcast. It's like if I'm looking good, and I'm like, why? I'm not. First of all, I'm like, thanks for thinking I can even afford it. It's so expensive. But it's like it seems like people are like, to me, it feels like it's people seeing someone else like lose weight, and then that makes them feel self-conscious, like, I want to lose weight and I haven't done it. So then they are being like, but you cheated, right? Because that'll make me feel better, right? And it's like, but also it's like not cheating. It's like, okay, these medications exist now. If you want to take them, take them. If you don't.
The funniest argument, first of all, it's so sweet that people are like telling you. My mom is like, hugs me this weekend. She goes, what, have you gotten it yet? She's like feeling me. She's like, God. Did you get it yet?
My mom would flip her. We've talked about this. I have the opposite of an almond mom. What did we call her? Like a... the almond butter cup
noodles, almond
butter cup.
My mom's like, she ate at the buffet with me and whatever, but like at the end of the day, she really does like value tiny bodies.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just lost my train of thought. Before we move on,
oh yeah, we need to start calls.
Oh yeah, before we start calls, I just want to recommend one thing about Vegas. I went to Magic Mike Live.
I've heard it's incredible.
I didn't think that it would be so moving for me because I personally prefer my celebrity crush is like the dad from Roseanne. Like I don't like guys that are like chiseled this way.
Yeah.
Something was awakened in me. And like I also was having a very special night. Like I had won a whopping $25 at roulette and I had that little chip burning a hole in my bag. I was like so excited about it. Wore a little cheetah print dress.
Okay.
We went to Magic Mike in a limo. By the way, my friend's mom just like dished it out for her birthday. Like, it was so nice. So we went to Magic Mike and I selected one man that I was like, that's the one that I like out of all of them. He had like a nice brunette, you know my classic. He was like brunette.
Yeah.
That's basically it. He was brunette. And he was brunette and like could have passed for a Jew. And he was just, he came right to me.
There you go.
And he danced on me.
There you go.
And he did that thing where he put my hands behind his neck and I had to drag them down his body. And when I tell you, my friends wouldn't stop making fun of me because I could not stop sniffing my hand the whole fucking night.
That's so funny.
Everywhere we went, Jake, we're like playing roulette after.
You're like Molly Shannon Superstar. Like,
I couldn't stop smelling
so
my
funny.
hand. I think I made my friends smell it. I was like, what scent is this? I need to buy it. They were like, they think it was Santal basil or something. I don't know, man. The guy smelled
Magic
so
Mike
good.
wearing Santal. I was going to guess like Axe chocolate.
I don't know. It was hot glass in there. And what was I thinking? Oh, no, just like something about, first of all, I'm such a fucking creep. I'm like one of those guys who falls in love with his stripper.
Okay, wait, should we start calls?
Yeah.
Let's start calls.
His name was David.
God.
Okay. My stripper David.
My stripper David. That's like the name of your romance movie.
My stripper David. I will never forget him. I also FaceTime my boyfriend in the bathroom of the strip club.
Wow.
To be like, hey, I'm so committed to you, man.
But I love this.
I'm in love with the stripper.
But I'm in love with a stripper. She ride and she roll. Okay.
Talia, hi Jake. So I'm in Mexico right now, so I'm sending this as a voice note thing, but I have a very, very pressing issue that I literally need so much help. Ooh. So for context, I'm 18 and I'm a senior in high school. So basically a couple days ago on New Year's Eve, I was at one of my guy friends' house and we were like all in the hot tub. And then once it hit midnight, everyone like kind of got out and like went inside and like went to bed and stuff, except for me and this like one other guy. And so background information on the guy, I've gone to school with him for like 3 years and we've literally never had a class. We've like never even spoken, but I'd been drinking like a little bit on New Year's Eve. So we like started talking. I was in no means like blacked out or like even really drunk, just like a little like loose, you know? And so he was sober because like he doesn't drink. But anyway, me and this guy ended up staying in the hot tub until 5 a.m. Literally just the two of us, just like talking about ourselves and like telling stories about our lives and like listening to each other and like all of that stuff, but not hooking up or anything. And so then at like 5 a.m. he's like, we should go inside and like find somewhere to sleep. And I'm like, you know, like, yeah. And so we get out of the hot tub. Also forgot to mention, we're like both in our underwear. And so we go inside and we go to like our friend's guest room and we get in the bed and he literally has his arm around me and we're like holding hands, but somehow we're still not hooking up, and the entire night passes and we never hook up. We literally just sleep in the bed together like holding hands. And so obviously I'm now thinking that like he's not that into me, right? Because like if you put a high school boy literally in a bed with any girl he's even remotely attracted to, he would hook up with her, I feel like. And like I told my friend all about it and she was like, oh no, like it's actually a good thing that like he didn't try to hook up with you because it means he like must really like you and like respect you and like care about you. But like honestly, I don't know if I agree with that. And because he like hasn't contacted me since, it's been like 2 days, and so I'm like, he must not be that into me. Also, like insanely coincidentally, I actually saw him at the airport this morning and we like both made eye contact and we like smiled at each other, but that was literally it. And maybe like once break is over and like we go back to school, like things will be different. But like I like maybe he'll try to talk to me at school, but like I don't feel like he will. And so anyway, my question is, should I accept the night for like what it was and enjoy like the memory, like holding hands and like talking and all that stuff, and just like leave it in the past because I feel like he's clearly not that interested in me? Or am I like cutting this off too quickly and like jumping to conclusions and assuming that he's not interested just because he's like not reaching out? I feel like that's a fair assumption though, but I don't really know and I really, really need help. So please give me advice. Okay, I love you both. Bye.
Girl, make a move.
I say make a move.
Come on.
Make a move.
He was being like, he was probably like, I want to make sure that this like girls, like it sounds to me like he was probably just like really wanting to make sure that things were kosher.
Yeah.
And like, girl.
You're right about you're slightly wrong about what you said about high school boys. And if they're in bed with a girl that they're remotely attracted to, they're going to hook up with her. I think that high school boys would fuck anyone that they're remotely attracted to. And they're thinking about it, but they're not going to make the move. They're so fucking scared. They're
everyone
high school
is.
Boys. I think that they have a lot less confidence than we give them credit for. You know what I mean? High school boys.
The number of times I look back on, there are like, I cannot tell you the number of times I can look back on in my like teenage years and early 20s where I was like so nervous that someone was going to reject me or didn't like me. And now in hindsight, I'm like, they were literally so down. To hook up with
me.
Were so down.
Yeah.
Like, just shoot your shot. And if the person says no, stop. But like, shoot your shot.
Yeah.
You saw him at the airport and smile. Walk over and say hi and take your shirt. No, I'm just kidding. No, but like, I don't know. I'm just like, make a move, babe.
I just think you sound fucking confident and you know what you want and you're getting pissed off. There's nothing hotter than like, put on the moves. Like, be confident and be like, so are you going to kiss me or what? Like, and what's the worst that could happen? He's interested.
Rejection is going to hurt less than regret. You're gonna
but I don't think she's gonna get rejected.
I know, but I'm saying more globally for like the rest of her life. It's like, just like, if you're in that situation, like if you are in that bed holding his hand being like, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss him.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. You can wait a second and see if you're like, I'd prefer him to make the first move. I think that's hotter. But like, sometimes you got to make it happen.
And you have that whole high school boy thing on your side. Even if he doesn't really like you, he won't reject you like by pushing you off. He'll be like, all right.
Sure.
You'll kiss and then he'll like ghost you or something, which isn't good. But like, if you're afraid of like leaning in for the kiss and he's gonna be like, ew, get off me. He's a high school boy.
Yeah,
he's gonna be psyched that you're kissing him. I think it's gonna be fine.
100%. Okay, next call.
I think just
this was an easy one.
You need to be a little bit more confident.
Have fun in Mexico. I hope you have fun in Mexico.
I want to go to Mexico City so bad.
Me too.
That reminded me so much of a time in high school. I had this crush that like consumed me for a lot of high school. And I remember I'm trying to open this thing. There was a party that we were both at where I was looking for my phone in the room, like in a dark room, and I couldn't find it. It was like in some beanbag chairs. And he came in to try and help me, quote unquote, with the phone. And he was like, I'm sorry, you can't find your phone. I'm like, that's okay. And he was like, want a hug? And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, this is the moment. We're totally going to make out. And I just leaned in, like we went in for a hug and we just hugged.
Tough.
I remember being like, does he not like me?
Yeah,
and he like
tough.
texted me after and was like, hey. I was
God.
like, this guy. And anyways, now I'm 25 and I look back and I'm like, damn, we could have had a hot makeout in there.
Yeah.
If I had only just been a little bit more confident than like
Yeah.
the 18-year-old boy. No one's less confident than that. But
corrupted?
so do you think he wanted to fuck me? Not fuck me. Do you think he wanted to hook up with me?
Absolutely.
I always I wonder why he didn't do it.
Hi, Tal and Jake. I love your podcast. So I want to tell a kind of funny story and also ask your opinion on something.
Another accent!
International guys! Okay, go.
Oui, oui. Croissant. Stop. Stop. You're so upset at me.
So I had this friend a couple years ago, and we were 16, and we had been fighting and disagreeing for a while. And then one day we finally broke off our friendship. And so it wasn't in person, it was over text message. So I unfollowed her on all social media as you do. But then on Instagram, her profile was private and I forgot to unlike the pictures. So I requested again. She accepted me. I unliked all of her pictures and then I unfollowed her.
That's
And
crazy.
I don't know why. I think that's kind of funny. It's very petty. I wouldn't do it again. It was kind of mean. But I
Yeah.
think it's kind
So
of
funny.
And so I want to ask, what's your etiquette on that kind of stuff? When you break up a friendship, do you unfollow them? Do you keep following them? Do you block them? Do you just ignore them? What do you usually do? Thank you. Love the podcast. Bye.
I feel like you and I've had friends drift away. I have personally been fortunate enough, and truly knock on all the wood, I have not had a friendship breakup. I have not had a we fight and now we are no longer friends situation.
Yeah.
The only people I've had to block on social media are people who have been creepy.
Yeah.
And it honestly hasn't been that many. I've been very fortunate.
If the person really wronged me and they know it,
Yeah.
I just unfollow and that's it. And it feels kind of good too.
I'm a muter. I've
Yeah.
muted a good number of people. I will say with the unfollow, I think that I'm always a life is long person. And even though you're so mad at this person in the moment, if you unfollow them and then come back and you forgive or you realize maybe I don't feel the way I used to, or maybe I was being unfair. The fact that you have to follow them again, which just will remind
it's
everyone of the
embarrassing.
time when you unfollowed. I'm kind of save yourself the trouble. If it's someone who you're I don't fuck with this person at all and I never will because of what they did, maybe unfollow. But I don't know. Don't you want to see when something bad happens to them?
I don't even want to see, because I feel like people don't post that kind of thing, but I have never understood the logic of block him. I want him to see when good things happen to me.
Totally.
But I do get when somebody is severely just kind of narcissist,
Totally.
whatever traumatized you. I understand how the most powerful thing you can do is completely remove access to you. But I think with just a friendship, you drifted apart, whatever, I never unfollow them. I'll mute them. This actually happened recently. I had a really close friend in high school and we didn't ever have a falling out. We just drifted apart. And I remember debating, do I unfollow her or whatever? And I didn't. And we recently just reconnected and it's been really fun. And I just keep thinking about how awkward it would have been if I unfollowed her because I was sick of her in 12th grade. I don't know. I just think that if somebody wrongs you and you're never going to see them again, fuck it. Cut them off. I also had an experience where in college, I was so heartbroken over this guy. He had a new girlfriend that I was friends with, and it just broke my fucking heart.
Mhm.
But I had too much pride to unfollow them or show in any way. I'm a big fan of the You'll never see that you affected me. I'm just gonna live with my life. So I wouldn't show them by unfollowing them that I didn't care.
Right.
But oh my God, I lived in fear of seeing a photo of them together. It was so scary and like
you muted
awful.
them though, right?
I muted them, but I felt that muting them made me more inclined to go and check. You know what I mean? Because they weren't gonna pop up.
When I mute someone, it's because like either I find their stories like really annoying. Actually, that's pretty much all it is.
Yeah.
It's, like if I find someone, like I think of one person who like actually like whenever I see them, they're like perfectly nice, but like there was a period of time where like I was finding them really insufferable online. And I was like, just gonna mute them.
Yeah. Like I just, it'll when I see people who are like they're making me get so annoyed with them that I want to like make a snarky comment. I need to like mute them and get rid of them. But no, this couple was so awful for me to see.
Yeah.
And I was so afraid of the day that I would open up Instagram and see it. And I knew in that state, it would like be etched in my mind forever, the photo of them. And I had so much pride and I didn't want to unfollow them because I was like, you never get to see. I wish I had more of the caller's confidence of just like follow, unlike everything and fucking unfollow. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Totally.
If I had unfollowed them sooner, I would have healed faster. And to this day, I've never seen a picture of them together, by the way.
Would it hurt you today?
I don't think so. But it's like, it's one of those things I needed to do. I was like, I cannot have them in I can't see that.
Oh, I did unfollow someone when we broke up. But we were never really dating. It was like when this was like over 10 years ago. It was like someone I was seeing long distance for a couple years. And I think, and like he was older and I was like way more into it than I think he was. And when that ended, I think I like unfollowed on everything because I didn't want to see him because I was like upset.
Yeah.
But I guess it worked because I truly completely forgot about it until now.
You just forgot. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think I unfollowed him. I don't think I still follow him.
I think the thing you got to do is just like follow what feels right in this situation.
Yeah, I think with breakups it's different because it could hurt, and I also think that like if you were to reconnect as friends later, it would be whatever. But with the friendship breakup, I'm like mute. I think mute.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, call 3. Let's do it.
Hey guys, love the pod. I'm gonna get right to it. I have a question about a work situation. So, for reference, like I work in healthcare. And I have had a few people make comments to me about my weight, and I'm not like, for like perspective, like I'm not like, I know I'm like heavy and like I'm fat. Okay. We'll just say it. I had a baby like a year ago, and since then my body just hasn't been the same, you know? And I had someone that I'm kind of like cool with say to me the other day, like, oh, I saw, I found your TikTok and I almost like didn't believe it was you because you were so skinny. And at first I was like, haha, it's funny. But then I thought about it later and I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. And like a couple of days later, someone that I don't even really know, but just kind of found me and was like, oh, hey, look at you. Like you're having a baby. I know. I was in horror. And I said, no, I'm not. And you know what he said? He said, you're lying. And I said, no, I'm not lying, but that's kind of rude. And he just like brushed past it and he goes, oh, okay, well, whatever. And I'm like, and I was kind of like in shock, and like other people heard it and no one really said anything, but I was like kind of in horror, like, and embarrassed. And I said something to my manager, but I don't really think that she like thought it was crazy or anything. But, like, should I, like, tell someone else? Should I, like, go to HR or something? Because my feelings are very hurt. And I'm like, this is kind of, like, a crazy thing to say. And I don't really want to confront them because I'm just not a confrontational person. But it just really hurt my feelings. So what should I do? Love you. Bye.
Love you, too. I'm sorry. Guys, like, do we have to so I guess this is true basic training. Like, we have to go back to the basics. Like, guys, like, you never ask someone if they're pregnant, right?
Never.
Like, that's illegal. That's a misdemeanor. You can't
do it.
You never are asking someone if they're pregnant. It's not happening.
Yep.
And then the other one is almost worse. Oh my God, I didn't recognize you on your TikTok because you were so skinny. That's cuckoo cuckoo.
That's like the type of shit that I say to myself
when
I look back at my own TikTok. But
we can all
you can't
embrace
be saying that to other people.
Like, we can all, like, you can combat fat phobia and be body positive, but also acknowledge that, like, you still should not, like, make a comment on someone being fat or being big or their body in general.
You don't say that.
It's such a flop. Okay, but you're not asking. Like, sorry, we just have to get that out there because it's so crazy.
It's bad. You're absolutely right to be offended, and it's bad.
You're right to be pissed the fuck off.
Yeah, but I have something controversial to say. I think that it will make it worse if you go to HR. I think that it will like actually make things a lot more awkward and worse. I believe that these people are so dumb. If they're this dumb, they'll make the mistake to your face again. And that's going to be your opportunity to say, hey, are you crazy? Like, why would you say that to somebody? But going to like essentially HR and like having them called into a meeting where it's like, you didn't say it to their face. You know what I mean? It'll make things really awkward.
Yeah. So this is one of those situations where like, you're right. I have mixed feelings because like, if you don't work with the guy out that often, but it's like, you just don't want this to happen again. Part of me is like, I would go to HR and also because like your manager needs the wake up call that like if an employee goes to you and is like, hey, like Jack made a comment about my body. Like your manager has to like nip that shit in the bud. Like that's like a huge issue. And like as a manager, that's your job. Like if two of your subordinates, one makes another comment about another person's body, I'm sorry, you have to say something. If your subordinate comes to you and says, I'm upset that this happened.
Yes, of course.
So it's like,
but I'm just saying it might not help that if they say something.
I know. I'm just saying, technically, I think you should because I think your manager needs to learn their lesson and this guy needs to stop. But then your practical application of like, is it actually going to work? I think there's a chance you're right. I'm like, what would I do in that situation? And it's like, I know the Scorpio side of me. Like, I'm going to find a way to humiliate that guy in front of everyone. Like, and it's gonna be a comment about like it's gonna be in a meeting and where I'm gonna like reference it like, oh, like that time that Jack called me fat in front of everyone and no one did anything. Like I would probably do something like that.
Right.
Like which is like nasty a little bit, but also like it would be there's a joy in life for the moments where it is warranted for you to be nasty.
Yes.
There's a joy in that.
We always
that you can
talk
take.
about
that. Like you have earned being mean and nasty to Jack in a good slicing way.
Yeah.
And I think that like you should be excited about that and go for that when you can. Also, yes. I named this guy Jack. I don't know what his name is.
He sounds like a Jack. The one thing I will say about the HQ, the HR or whatever. What is
HR.
The HR. I'm so sorry. I had a red eye this morning. I'm not feeling great. I think that with this guy being called into like an office and having some awkward conversation, 100%. Here's what's going to happen. He's going to go around and tell the whole office, that bitch like had a fucking HR meeting because I asked her if she was pregnant. Like, blah. He's going to downplay it. He's going to make you seem crazy. I just don't think you should do it. It will not teach him a lesson. It will only let him know that you were upset about it and like make him have to endure an awkward conversation with HR. He's not going to get fired. He's not going to get in trouble. And in fact, I bet the HR person's going to be like, look, we got to complain and blah, 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 blah. No. People only are affected by like true humility and like empathy and like being, honest with them. I think that if you really want this person to like both feel the brunt of like how much they hurt your feelings, but also like change possibly, the best way to do that is to next time he says something like that, be like, hey, it really hurts me when you do that. And like engage his human side and look him in the eye and say it from your face. I know it's really scary and hard.
Or get mad. No, I guess like.
Or get mad.
Not to. I guess I'm like, you're right. Like you are right. Like.
The more fun thing to do is to get mad and totally do it. But I think that your options are to either get mad in that funny way and humiliate him like Jake said, or be a little bit human and like try to engage with him and be like, this really hurt me. Why are you saying that?
You either confront him face to face.
But you don't do the HR thing. I think it will really backfire.
Or you do like realistically what I feel like a lot of people would do is like not go to HR, tell everyone they like in the office when the opportunity arises, like, you know what Jack said to me once? Yeah. And then they'll probably tell you the fucked up thing that Jack said to them. And then you're just sort of stirring the fire for everyone hating Jack. And then eventually, he'll get the message or whatever.
Smart.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like the thing. I feel like I learned this working in restaurants. It's like, if like we would get a new manager and I'd be like, oh, it's not going to work with them. You catalog everything they've done to you. And then the next time you're out with your coworkers, you just start bringing it up. And then they all bring everything up. And then everyone finds out what they did. And then everyone will turn on them. And then a restaurant where everyone hates. Oh, I've taken down many a restaurant manager in my day. I've worked with some real fucking pieces of shit in my day. Yeah. And I've made sure I've been like, like also if you're good at your job, like if it gets to a point, sorry, this is like not really about her call anymore, but like I've definitely gotten to a point where I'm like, oh, I could just threaten to quit and say it's because of them. Sorry, I have to quit. Sean sucks. That is the name of a manager I really hated. His name was Sean.
Fuck Sean.
You'll appreciate this. He was. I don't know why I thought this was. I forgot about this. I hated this guy. He was like, was explicitly racist. He was he was just like a real piece of shit.
Oh, that's something you go to HR about.
He was like, well, but not to me and the people. It was. I actually found out about the racism thing after the fact because it was like it would happen behind closed doors and I didn't experience it. But I hated him for other reasons at the time. But he was like this little guy. He had like Napoleon syndrome for sure.
Ugh.
And one day I was just like, he was like ruining my day. And he walked away and this manager who worked below him was like, you know, he played a trumpet when he was a kid. And it like made everything make sense. And it made me laugh. So,
how did you even find that out?
Like he brought it up once.
That's
and I was
so funny.
Like, yeah, he played the trumpet when he was a kid. I was like, yeah, that is correct. That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. Should we do the last call?
Hi, Jake and Talia. We love the pod. This is a two-person sisters call. So I'm 2 years post-grad, and I'm a few months post-grad. And we're moving from Philly to San Diego in a week, and we just wanted some advice on how to put yourself out there when you move to a new city where you don't really have any friends. Also, we are living together in the same apartment.
And with that, we're sisters and friends, but we know it's a good idea to make your own set of friends so that we don't end up wanting to kill each other. So any advice you could give would be amazing, and we will be listening to the pod on the plane next week. We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Oh my God, congrats on the move.
Woo!
That's so exciting.
I love them.
Okay, I have thoughts.
Okay.
I don't think you need to worry about them making separate sets of friend groups already. I feel like the fact that you guys are moving with a built-in like friend wing person, you can go to restaurants and bars and parties not alone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like that is such a huge boost to like making it move somewhere easier. Don't like, you guys can make your own friends like from having separate jobs and like doing whatever, but like start going out together the second you get there. Like you will naturally develop your own things because you probably have like a few different interests, like again, different jobs, like whatever, like slight age difference, like that will happen. But like at the beginning, like baby, we're like wingman each other into friends like as much as you can. And just like put yourself out there. Like I mean, you guys are young. You said like you're both pretty freshly post-grad. Like go out there, get jobs. I've said on a previous episode, like I think like literally getting a restaurant job like 2 nights a week is a great way to meet people. Like just go out there. Like but do not worry about the making separate friend groups yet. Yeah. It's so not important.
I think you're getting ahead of yourselves, but that's great that you have that in mind. You know that you're going to get sick of each other. Yeah. Great. So you both know that you're on the same page. You both clearly listen to our podcast. So I really think that everything's going to be fine. I can't wait for 2 months from now when they're calling like my roommate is driving me fucking insane.
I don't even call her my sister anymore.
No, you guys are going to have so much fun. I was just thinking like how lucky to move here with a built-in friend that you know you get along with.
100%.
Yeah, it's great. It also like I would never say move to a city with like I am very much against moving here with 4 girls who are roommates in like a new city who all went to college together and like taking on the new city as like a group of 5 or something. I don't like that. I just think that that's like a way to like not make new friends. 2 girls, that's key. That's perfect. It's like you have somebody to do things that you don't want to do with alone. But they're not always going to be free, so you're going to find other people. I think you're set. You're set.
Yeah, I think you killed. I think that's.
You killed it.
And like, I'm so excited for you guys. That's so great. Have such a fun time.
Have an amazing time.
And give yourself time to adjust to a new city. Like, if you're in a weekend, like I hate it here. Like, you're fine.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you're totally.
I know
fine.
so many people who like I don't know. They give up on things too quickly. Give it some time.
Okay, we did it. 4 calls.
Oh my God.
Okay. Wait, guys, we want to make sure that everyone is aware of this. This podcast is available on YouTube.
Yes.
You can watch the full episodes on YouTube as well as Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening. But the entire video, like if you found us from clips on TikTok, which like, by the way, please feel free to like repost and share and send those to people because that is so helpful to us.
Yes.
But you can also like watch this or listen to the show on YouTube. And we just want to make sure that that is clear to everyone.
Yes. Leave reviews.
Leave reviews.
5
We
stars.
love that. 5 stars. Comment on YouTube, comment on the TikToks. Like,
yeah,
let's get a few more people in here. We've got like a nice little fam going. We would love to grow. So let's bring some more people.
Grow.
And then
like our people.
And then obviously call in with your calls. The calls are so good. 929-269-4960. That's it. We love you.
You're the best.
Mwah.
Bye.